What's up, you guys? It's your girl Tessa, and I am so excited to be back with another super simple technique for Bible journaling, so that way you can keep expanding your horizons and trying new things and spending time with the Lord. And if you do not currently like and subscribe, go ahead and do so, and let's get creative and have a good time spending time with the Lord. So today, I'm going to be showing you guys how I did the background of this one. If you guys have not seen my video of how to add in paper, I showed you guys this one and how I added this in. But if you guys want to find out how to do the background, it's going to be super simple. All you're going to need is washi tape and then some form of color that you want to put in the background. I use gelato. So without further ado, go ahead and enjoy the rest of this video. And if you guys actually do it, comment down below if you try it and if you liked it and what product you use, because you don't have to use gelato. You could use like watercolor, colored pencil, whatever. So without further ado, enjoy. All right, for this video today, we are going to be doing our patchwork effect, and I definitely put myself on ×2 to get this video going, so that way you don't have to waste all your time watching me struggle with the washi tape. But this whole journal took me maybe 25 minutes altogether, which is not long at all. What you're gonna need is washi tape and then whatever colors you want to use in the background. I'm gonna be using gelatos today. We're gonna get started, and as you can see, I already have a piece of paper below what I'm working on. The reason I have that is for a lot of reasons: to protect the page behind it, but also for this specific patchwork effect that I like to do. I use a thin washi tape, but I make sure that I tape it all the way onto the scratch piece of paper. That keeps my page solid, it keeps it set, it lets me go outside of the lines, and it's not gonna run underneath. It just helps my paper stay exactly where I want it to be. So that is why I tape all the way over the edge. And on top of that, it also, when I'm coloring in my patchwork effect, I'm able to go all the way to the end and make sure that when I peel up the washi tape later, that I'm able to actually go all the way through and not have like a little bit where I wanted to at the end. I hope that makes sense. As you can see, I'm going from side to side and going both directions to try to make little diamonds. When I'm making these diamonds, I know some people are probably like, Tessa, you should make that like perfect, or like they're not perfect. I don't care to make it perfect. I'm more here for the effect of it rather than like extreme measurements. I'm sure someone could measure it out and make it absolutely perfect, but I like just eyeballing it. So I'm gonna go, and when I do this, I do one direction and then I do the other direction on top of it. I don't do like one and then switch and make them all zigzagged, because that makes it really hard to take the tape off later. So just really remember which direction you're going while you're doing this. As I'm going to finish up this, once I have all the tape down, that's when I get to put in the color. You can pick what you want to do for the colors behind it. I personally have done watercolors, and then I've also done gelatos, and I've seen some of the students that I've taught have done colored pencils before, or twistables, and they also love that as well. This is a super easy technique for kids to try, or when I was teaching middle schoolers, they love this technique because it's just super fun. But I'm finishing up the last piece, and now I'm gonna start adding in my gelatos. I got my gelatos from Hobby Lobby, and I genuinely just think of them as like adult crayons, and I'm sure there's probably a better way to use them, but this is how I'm gonna use them. And I pick out whatever colors I want, start putting them on there like a quilt, and I'm gonna speed this up even faster to get through this. But while you're watching me put the colors in it, I'm going to explain the reason why I'm journaling right here. I'm journaling in Acts chapter 16, where Paul visits Lydia, and I labeled this heart change. The reason I called it heart change is because Lydia had her heart changed and Paul had his heart changed. What happened to Paul once he made Jesus the Lord of his life? He was completely changed, and he wanted to tell people about that. And one of the people who heard about him was a woman named Lydia, and she was a businesswoman who was made a worshiper of God, but she had not taken the step of making Jesus the Lord of her life. When she finally heard what had happened to Paul, she decided she wanted to say yes to making Jesus the Lord of her life. And after this, her heart was fully changed, and she invited Paul and his companions into her home, and it became a place of worship. How cool is that? And anyways, I just think it's awesome that we're able to have a heart change, and that we're able to have that same experience now. And if you've never made Jesus Lord of your life, today's the day. I'm going to put down below this a prayer of salvation. If you've never made that decision, now's the time. But we're going to keep going on with this journal. And as you can see, I'm fixing one of my mistakes that I made here. And it's okay. You just rub it out, try again, and it's fine. What I'm doing now is I'm going to take up the tape, pulling up the tape. This is where I always tell people to be so careful. Your Bible pages are very delicate. So when you're ripping up this tape, do not just quickly rip it up. I always hold my hand down, my opposite hand, to pressure my page down, and I pull at the angle. So that way I'm not just pulling straight up. I pull at an angle to help it not fall, like grip my page or anything. And then other than that, you're going to slowly peel this up. Make sure that you obviously peel up in the right order, so that way you're not making your whole page wrinkle. And so I'm just going to slowly take these up. And look, you can already start seeing how beautiful the colors are looking. You can still read all the words underneath what I did. And I'm finishing up this journal, and then I'll write on there the word heart change. And one thing about gelatos to keep in mind, you cannot write on them with markers or anything. So that's why I added in a piece of paper on top of it with the word heart change at the end. You'll see a picture of it. Look at that. It looks so cool. Like, do you see why I call this like a patchwork effect? I think it looks really fun. The colors that I picked are kind of like Eastery too, which I liked. But yeah, so that is the patchwork effect. I'm going to throw up a picture of the finished journal so that way you can see it. I'm glad you followed along. And until the next time, I will talk to you later. Have a great day.